Okay, is the slides visible?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you know about reproduction, or what is the meaning of reproducing? Any idea? Can anybody tell me? Hello? Reproduction is a biological process. Okay. What else? That's it. Reproduction is a biological process. Nothing else. You can unmute yourself and talk. It will be better if you unmute yourself and talk, so that it will be more of interaction and rather than just one class. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. I'll help you out. So why is reproduction important? Because if we want our generation to be followed by another, then reproduction becomes important. If there was no reproduction, then today we wouldn't have been alive here. So humans evolved from monkeys or chimpanzees or apes, they say. So because of reproduction, every living beings are alive. So reproduction is a main process wherein a new offspring or a new organism is being produced. Okay. So in this chapter, you will have details of what is reproduction, what are the types of reproduction. Then we come to reproduction in flowering plants, then reproduction in humans. So, and some of the contraceptive methods. So this is a overall, um, summary of this chapter. So first, okay. So, in the introduction, what it is given is that, we all look similar, right? All look similar in the sense we all have two eyes, 2 ears, one mouth, one nose. So we all are similar in terms of the body shape, or the amount of body parts that we have. But yet we all are different. I don't look like you, or you don't look like someone else. That is because there is some differences in our body. Even though we have 2 legs, not everybody can become Usain Bolt, or not everybody can run too fast. Even though we have 2 hands, some of them may use it for maybe very good in dancing, but some of them may be very good in painting. So there is difference, yet we are similar. So organisms will look similar because of their body designs. So if they look similar, it means that the blueprint, what is the blueprint here? Their parents, the blueprint here is referred to the DNA, which I'm going to tell you what it is. So there should be something which needs to be same. For example, if you are, if you want piece of paper to be xeroxed, or a copy of paper has to be done. So what you do, you go to a Xerox shop, and then you get it xeroxed, or you may get it photocopied, right? So you have 2 papers now. Why the one paper which was photocopied looks similar exactly to that of the original paper? Why? Because the original paper had the content and it was copied to the another paper using a machine. Similarly, when there is reproduction happening, there is cell division. You know what is cell? I hope you know what is cell. Yes or no?
Cell is a structural and functional unit of living organisms.
Correct. Cell is a structural and functional unit of living organism. Okay. So this cell consists of nucleus, then you have mitochondria, you have lysosome. There are so many other parts. So in the cell, you have nucleus, and in this nucleus, you have this structure, which is showed in the slide background. No, this structure. This is known as chromosome. So this chromosome is like a locker. Okay, in the locker we keep all our money or gold or whatever it is. So this chromosome is like a locker which will have information about yourself. What information? Not what you read or what you store. It's the information about yourself, how you look. Okay, your body color, skin color, your height, weight, everything, all the things which can be carried from one generation to another. So those informations are stored in the chromosomes, which is present in the nucleus. So when a cell divides, the chromosome sorry, the nucleus also divides and the chromosomes also gets copied. The information in the chromosome gets copied to the newly produced cell in which there is another chromosome. So this is how the inheritance pattern transfers from one generation to another, that is from parents to next generation. So the chromosomes, okay, so if you unfold a chromosome, you will get what is known as DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid. So if I have to tell you, DNA is the basic unit of life. We say cell is the fundamental, structural and fundamental unit of life. Inside the cell, the one which codes for all the inheritance information is your DNA. So this DNA is nearly 2 meters long. One DNA is nearly 2 meters long. So what happens? 2 meters, you can imagine, the height is too much. So in order to keep this DNA inside a cell, which is invisible to our normal or naked eyes, the DNA is supercoiled. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿ ಕ್ರೋಮೋಸೋಮ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so this is the place or a site where your biological information is being stored. So this DNA is the source of information, and from this DNA there are proteins made. And if the information is changed, then there is different proteins made. Okay, so that is why body designs are different. So henceforth, if I am not exactly similar to you, or if my nose type is different from your nose type, it means that the information about the nose which is coded in my DNA is completely different from the information that is coded in your DNA. Whereas if you compare the same characteristics within your siblings, nimma akka tamma ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮನ ಹತ್ರ ನೀವು ಆ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನೋಸ್ ಶೇಪ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಐಸ್ ಕಲರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ವಿತ್ ಯೋರ್ ಸಿಬ್ಲಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ರಾದರ್ ದನ್ ವಿತ್ ಯೋರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್. ಯಾಕೆ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ born from the same parent, whereas your friend is born from another parent. Okay, so DNA information remains similar, or the pattern remains similar within the family, because it is carried on from generation to generation. This is just a basic idea. Okay, I hope this is clear. So this, what you're seeing now, is a normal cell division. Okay, cell division in a simpler form, where there is one cell, first nucleus divides. Okay, first nucleus divides, and then the cell wall divides and the cell becomes 2 new daughter cells. Okay, so reproduction is a basic event which helps in creation of a new organism or creation of a DNA copy. So it is a biological process by which new individual organism, or termed as offspring, is produced from their parents. Okay, so DNA will be accompanied by this creation of other cellular apparatus, meaning to say that when the cell divides, I told you first nucleus divides. So when the nucleus divides, there is something known as cell division happening. So when there is cell division, all the chromosome copies are being copied to another cell. So once that is done, nucleus completely divides. Once nucleus divides, all the other cell organelles, which are those mitochondria, lysosome, vacuole, or Golgi apparatus, all these divide, and then the cell so formed becomes a newly formed cell. Okay, so idರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, the DNA copying, or ನಿಮ್ಮ DNA copy ಆಗ್ತಿರುವಾಗ, that consistency will maintain the similarity between your body features or facial features or any characteristics. For example, there are twins alva, zygotic twins anta kariteve ನಾವು. Same ಒಂದೇ ತರ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಇಬ್ರು, everything is same, sometimes even their voice is same. So but ಕೆಲವು ಸಣ್ಣ difference ಇಂದ we can spot who is who. So all these twins ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು characteristics exactly same ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, that means that the copy which is made is exactly similar. ಈಗ this is a general idea. ಈಗ ಇದು ಎರಡು ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆದ್ರೆ there will be variety, whereas asexual reproduction, for example, ಈ ಸಣ್ಣ ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್, okay, such as ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಅಮೀಬಾ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, all these look same. Okay, they all look same, they do not have any difference because they undergo asexual reproduction. but organisms like human beings undergo sexual reproduction where there is male gamete, female gamete coming together, fertilization ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ there is an offspring. So offspring ಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 50% ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಫಾದರ್ ಇದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, 50% characteristics mother ಇದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So that creates what is known as variation, and this variation can sometimes give a survival advantage. Hege, that I'll explain it to you later. Okay, I hope this much is clear. So these are modes of reproduction used by single celled organism or single celled, okay, single celled organisms. Andre ಏನು, ಈಗ ನಾವು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್, ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಯಾವ್ದೆಲ್ಲ, ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಆಗಿರ್ಬಹುದು, ಅಮೀಬಾ ಆಗಿರ್ಬಹುದು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್. ನಾವು ಮಲ್ಟಿ ಸೆಲ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್, ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಲಿಯನ್, ಟ್ರಿಲಿಯನ್, ಜಿಲಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಅವರು ಆರ್ ದೋಸ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ reproduction pattern. So what are the different types of reproduction which these single celled organisms undergo? The first one is fission. Okay, fission. So what is fission? Splitting of cells during cell division. Very simple. There is one cell, as you can see here below, there is one cell and the cell splits up into two daughter cells. That's it. That is fission. Okay, where the cells will split during the cell division. There are two types of fission: binary fission and multiple fission. The video or the small video which you're seeing towards your right side is the binary fission, where one cell divides equally. Okay, one cell divides, that is important. One cell divides equally into two halves during the cell division. So this is binary fission. Whereas in multiple fission, that one cell divides into multiple cells. Andre tumba, many in number. Okay, so one cell divides multiple in number during the cell division. For example, for binary division will be amoeba or amoeba will be a best example. Whereas for multiple fission, I hope you have heard about malaria, right? So you know malaria actually they say malaria comes from mosquito bite inda malaria barutte, but actually mosquito, if it contains a parasite, okay, so adrinda malaria barudu. So that specific parasite undergoes multiple fission. Okay, so this is fission. Next is fragmentation. Fragmentation andre enu? Fragment andre enu? What is fragment? What are fragments? What are fragments? Any idea? Hello, are you listening?
It occurs in some multicellular organisms.
No, fragment andre enu? Kelidira ee word na English alli? Fragment andre. Okay, fragment andre pieces. Okay, so fragments anta ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ smaller fragments anta ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸಣ್ಣ piece ಅಥವಾ ತುಂಡುಗಳು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. So fragmentation ಅಂದ್ರೆ if there is one parent body, ಆ parent body mature ಆದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಪೀಸಿಗೆ ಮುರಿದೋಗುತ್ತೆ. They cut into pieces and that pieces will develop into new organism. Okay, so breaking up into smaller pieces upon maturation. Mature ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Maturation is nothing but growing up. When that particular organism grows up, it becomes matured. So a maturation ಆದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? The parent itself breaks into different pieces or fragments, and that fragments will grow into new individuals. Example for fragmentation is Spirogyra. Okay, next one is regeneration. Regeneration ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಯಾವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಕಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ, or if they are broken into many pieces, some of these will grow into separate individuals. ನೋಡಿ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, see now this is detaching ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಇದು ಡಿಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇದು ಡಿಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆದ ನಂತರ this will become an organism, ಇದು ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ಟೇಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. So this will grow a tail and this will grow a separate head. Example is planaria. Okay, this is fragmentation, regeneration. Nodi, hig barutte. This is planaria undergoing regeneration. Hege cut ಆಯ್ತು ಒಂದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಖಾಲಿ ತಲೆ ಮತ್ತು neck ಭಾಗ ಇರೋದು, only head and neck. The other one has trunk and tail. Okay, so these both will grow into new individual organism as the missing part will grow after once they mature. Again, these will undergo the break and one organism will become two organisms. Hydra undergoing regeneration, starfish undergoing regeneration. So what is one advantage here? Suppose if there is any accident or suppose if something happens to the organism by mistake, then the organism can regrow its body part. What would happen if human had this power? Like whatever happens, what if we could also regenerate our body part? Then what happens? What would happen? Don't worry, ಹೆದ್ರಬೇಡಿ, you can answer anything here, but please answer. ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. Okay, so what would happen? ಇದೊಂದು just general question ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಂಥ ಪವರ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು? ಅಥವಾ ನೀವ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರಿ? Okay, ಏನಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, I don't know, this is my imagination because nobody is answering now. I think I have to answer. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ರೀಜನರೇಷನ್ ಪವರ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ why did we need doctors? ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕಾ? ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕೈ ಮುರಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕೈ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅಲ್ವಾ? Then we wouldn't have been, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಭಯ ಪಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ತಲೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ತಲೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಆತರ. ಸೊ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬಿನ್ ಫಿಯರ್ಲೆಸ್, ಅಥವಾ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಾವಿನ ಭಯ ಇರ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಬೋರ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಥದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ಫಿಷನ್, ಫ್ರಾಗ್ಮೆಂಟೇಶನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರೀಜನರೇಷನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಡ್ಡಿಂಗ್. ಬಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಬಡ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ವಾ, ಹೂವಿನ ಮೊಗ್ಗು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಒಂದು ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ನ ಬಾಡಿಯಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಮುಗ್ಗಿನ ತರ ಅದರ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ ಇಟ್ ಗ್ರೋಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಬಿಗ್ಗರ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್. ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ that will get detached. For example, ಈ ಕೆಳಗಿನ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. It is a little slow. ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಡ್ ಇದೆ. ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ this bud gradually starts growing. It becomes a bigger individual and then it detaches or cuts off. Okay, so one such example for an organism is Hydra. So this Hydra, in Hydra the bud it grows, outgrowth ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ ಯಾಕೆ ಇದು outgrowth ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? Because of the repeated cell division. Cell 1 ರಿಂದ 2, 2 ರಿಂದ 4, 4 ರಿಂದ 16 ಹಾಗೆ it goes on dividing. So once there is cell division at one specific site, so what happens? There is a bud growing out and these buds will develop into tiny individuals. Later they mature and they detach, or they separate from the parent body to become a new individual. The next one is spore formation. So in spore formation, I think you have seen spore formation ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Spores, ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ spores ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. For example, rhizopus. This rhizopus is a fungus which you see in your bread mold. Bread mold ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಬ್ರೆಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹಾಗೆ ಮುಚ್ಚಿಡದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಫ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡದೆ ಹೊರಗೆ ಒಂದು 2 ದಿವಸ ಇಟ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫಂಗಸ್ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಕಲರ್ ಫಂಗಸ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಫಂಗಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ರೈಸೋಪಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು ಬ್ರೆಡ್ ಹಾಳಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಬ್ರೆಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅದೇ ಪ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ರೆ 3 ದಿವಸ ಆದ ಇಡೀ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆ ಪ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬ್ರೆಡ್ ಹಾಳಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. Every bread becomes spoiled. That is because this rhizopus will have spores like structure. This spores can, what is it? It can travel, athwa it moves from place to place, or it can easily go from place to place and it spreads the fungal growth. Okay, so these blobs anta helidre idu round ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. So these are sporangia which will contain the cell that can develop into new rhizopus individual. So ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಸ್, ದಟ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಸ್ will transfer, they germinate and then they start growing. So what happens? These spores are covered by thick walls because I told you spores can travel ಅಥವಾ ಅದು not only through, this is one example ಆಯ್ತಾ, bread mold is an example. If you see, spores can travel from one place to another through air also. So in that case, when it goes through air, there are chances that because of heavy wind or because of rain or because of any chemical, these spores might get damaged, right? So that is why natural selection ಅಥವಾ nature na idrindagi spores will have thick walls around them that will protect them from any moist surface. And once they get the moist surface, they begin to grow. Moist ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Humid, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಒಂಥರ ನೀರಿನ ಅಂಶ ಇದ್ರೆ, then it starts to grow, irrespective of which the place is. Okay, so that is why fungal infection is ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದು, and it spreads very fast. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ಸಣ್ಣದಿರುವಾಗ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಟೋಸ್ ನ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ, ಕಾಲ್ಗಳ ಬೆರಳಿನ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಂಗ್ವರ್ಮ್ ಆಗೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಮಳೆ ನೀರಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಆಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲವು ಕಜ್ಜಿ ತರ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಫಂಗಲ್ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಅಥವಾ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಕೇಳ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು ವೈಟ್ ಫಂಗಸ್, ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಫಂಗಸ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಬೇಗ ಹರಡ್ತಿದೆ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ these spore formation ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ they spread really fast. Spores are very light in weight, so they can travel very fast. The last one in this is vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ one plant involve ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, and since one plant is involved in reproduction, the offspring so produced is identical to that of the parent. Okay, and this can be naturally done or artificially ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. What is the advantage of vegetative propagation? So since there is only one parent, the offspring is exactly similar or exactly same as that of the parent. Okay, and even ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, not only looks, even the characteristics is similar to that of the parent. Okay, so what is vegetative propagation ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ದೆ, but what are the different types of vegetative propagation? ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? See, methods like layering or grafting. ನೀವು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, 2 ದಾಸವಾಳದ ಗಿಡವನ್ನು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವಿ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೆಮ್, ಮತ್ತೆ ಆ 2 ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಜೋಡಿಸಿ ಕಾಟನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಮ್ಮ ಅಥವಾ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಯಾರಾದ್ರು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ಅ ಫ್ಲವರ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ a new colored flower, mixed colored flower. So layering, grafting, intadella ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಮೆಥಡ್. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ then that is a artificial method of vegetative propagation. But naturally there are other ways where vegetative propagation happens. So simple ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ vegetative propagation means where only one plant is involved and the offspring produced is similar to that of the parent plant. Okay, so these are the different vegetative propagation methods. So vegetative propagation by roots ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, okay, in sweet potato, vegetative propagation by rhizome in ginger. Okay, so ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅದರಿಂದ vegetative propagation ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, or vegetative propagation by tuber in potato, in case of strawberry. So these are the different types of vegetative propagation. I hope it's clear. Okay, and this picture is there in your textbook actually. ಇದೇನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಇದು ಒಂದು ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್, have you